Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Korean Atlanta Mentorship. And in this video, I'm going to talk about my experiences of trying to help people. And maybe it's the younger people that at once upon a time I used to have a heart for. And feeling like I was into Titanic. And I don't know if you ever watched James Cameron's Titanic. I watched as a kid in the early 90s. And I remember, and it's been a long time since I watched this, so my memory might kind of be a little bit fuzzy. But I remember that people were told in that movie, I think, and again, I'm not going to watch 3 hours of the movie again, so let me know if I'm wrong. Put it in the comments. That people were told that the ship might sink or there might be problems, and when you told them information that could help them save their lives, instead of reacting on it, um, they got angry, right? You ever experience that in your life where you try to share information that would help other people and they just don't act on it and they act like they're all annoyed that you actually want what's best for them? And the reason I'm making this video is just to kind of level set expectations that even if you're a good, kind-hearted person who wants to help others, you can't expect, and there's a saying up for this, um, but you can't expect people who are not ready to hear the message to be grateful for it, right? You can't expect that. And sometimes the people who will attack you will be like people you never expected, right? Maybe they were friends, close friends you grew up with for many, many years that who you shared many um, insightful experiences with. Maybe they're family members. And you know what's crazy? Random strangers will probably open up to you than the people that you've known, but you don't want to help them. You want to help the people that you were close with, or at least that's how I felt, right? And so many times, once upon a time, I used to have a heart for helping young people because I wanted to give them the information that I thought would actually help them, right? That I know for sure that they would never ever learn. And so, for example, if I ever look at my YouTube analytics, and I tend to go over that from time to time in this channel, the people who should be learning velocity banking, people in like 18, 19, 20, who are in the prime stages about learning about the banking system are not watching this channel. It's the people who are almost at the end of their working years and realize, holy F, I got screwed by the system, are the ones watching this channel. It's kind of weird, right? But when I try to tell the younger folks about how the system can screw them and it's going to set to screw up your generation, they don't believe me because they want to believe the propaganda that college is some easy time, and again, a lot of this is propagated by media, right? A lot of this illusion is propagated by the media, but college for most young people is just a giant waste of time and resources. And after they get out, they're going to be in a lot of debt. And if you didn't know, student debt is the largest asset of the federal government in this country. So if you want to know why certain people push education so much to the masses or the population. Well, think about who's benefiting from it, right? So when I try to warn them about like the traps that exist and maybe some tips and tricks like velocity banking or buying real estate at a discount or even eating healthier, right? They just don't they you could kind of feel the apathy or arrogance or ego and nobody caring, and it's just like, why am I even here? Like, it's what is that saying, throwing pearls to swine? That's what I think about whenever I'm trying to help people and they just kind of sit there and do nothing, and then I hear from the grapevine that someone is depressed and not doing anything with their life, and I'm like, dude, I was trying to help you and you got angry at me for trying to help you, right? Now again, it doesn't so this is kind of like a mindset training where, it's almost like you have a holy mission, right? So you want to help people, but don't expect 98% of people to be receptive to you, right? Or receptive to your message. Most of people will hate you for doing what's right. Like most of them will. And if you were on the Titanic and they were on the Titanic and you wanted to help them say, hey, that ship is sinking, we got to get out, they're going to get angry at you, just kind of like in the movie, right? Isn't that sad? But again, it's a mindset training where, hey, even though I know that most of the people are like that, I still got to do my best to try to help them. And this is something I'm working on too, because there are many times, my life these days is just way too comfortable, and I think that a lot of the stuff I see on the news is kind of fake nowadays, right? Once upon a time, I'll tell you what I mean by that. If I saw like a news article, like the Federal Reserve says that, and this was 2014 when I read that, the Federal Reserve says that Americans cannot meet a $400 emergency. And when I saw that, I was like, "That's me. The government knows this is happening. Oh my goodness, why aren't they doing anything about it?" Right? And nowadays, I read that, I was like, "This is some kind of a joke, right?" Like, because it's not real to me anymore. But once upon a time, it was super real to me, and I didn't know how to handle that. And I think that's where my heart for trying to help other people comes from, because I suffered so much back in the day that I'm wondering if anyone else is kind of feeling the suffering that I did, right? Like, there was no reason I should have been paycheck to paycheck living on the edge as someone who grew up in a nice neighborhood and went to a quote good college. Um, should have been no reason at all. But again, the people that I depended on, the system that I depended on, did not help me at all. It wasted my time. It put me in debt and didn't teach me anything useful, which is really sad. And but so many people want to be part of that system. I don't know why, right? Why would you want to embrace a system that screws you and your community? So many people are like that. And when you tell them, hey, that system is screwing you, again, kind of like people telling people, hey, the Titanic is kind of sinking. We should probably get out while we still have time. And, you know, unfortunately, you got too many people in this world that will say something like, well, not even God himself can sink the ship. And it's like, dang, you all suck. You ever think that? All right. Well, I don't want to get too negative here, but again, we got to be realistic too. I want us to be positive, but I want us to be realistic, right? All right. Well, this is Crane Atlanta Mentorship. If you're interested in joining our group and learning about financial literacy and real estate investing, go ahead and click the Google form link below. Other than that, have a great day, and I might crank out another video before I go to sleep. It's actually 10:33 p.m. right now. Have a good night.